I'm about to go on a mini rant, so if you don't want to listen to it, then please, scroll away. But I had one of my baby fathers. Okay.
Okay, I want you to be clear. She said one of her baby daddies, meaning there was at least two. She's had kids with at least two different men.
All right, now hold on. I know you just heard what you just heard, but stay with me. There's more. Come on, stay with me here. Keep rolling.
And messaged me about my son's attendance because I added his name so that he can be a part. I get a question like, oh, why is this? This is excessive. This is ridiculous. I know I may not do anything right. Okay, I know I fail in a lot.
Yeah, like, why are you not married to the father of your children? Just saying.
Of areas.
See, this is also something else I would do. I would end no-fault divorce. You marry a guy or you marry a girl. Okay, you make that move. Guess what? Unless you can find cause. Infidelity, abuse, whatever. Unless there is a reason, no, you're not getting a divorce granted. Get over your problems. Or maybe you shouldn't have married her in the first place.
But y'all little $200, $300, $400 of child support.
Oh, if Trump gets reelected, I'm gonna have content for fucking days.
A month don't do nothing. Nothing.
So, $200 a month. You're the primary parent. That means you should be responsible for most of the money.
Well, what do we have here, Bob? Straight out of the bitter baby mama's playbook, belittling the baby father's financial contributions. An oldie, but still a goodie. Let's keep going.
Okay.
And fucking, how much does it cost to raise a kid? That's why another thing I would do if I was running for president, and I'd probably get 100% of the male vote, is child support would be capped at no more than $2,500 a month. No kid requires more than that. Hey, if the dad wants to give more, that's his problem. But no one can be forced to pay more than $2,500 because no kid fucking needs more than that. It is not that kids are not that expensive. It is ridiculous that Kanye West has to hand Kim $200,000 every month in child support. That is fucking ridiculous.
It don't help me pick up the kids. It don't help me drop them off. It don't help me rest. It don't help nobody take care of the house while I'm sick.
Gee, if you had this thing called a husband, you wouldn't have had these problems now, would you? But you're a strong, I guess, black woman. Strong, whiter, blackish woman. And you don't need no man. You got this shit. You got this. You're in charge. Right up until life gets hard. Then you bitch and complain that you don't have a man.
Sickness
when, by the way, you're probably about as fun to be around as a fucking nail in my foot. Also, you're giving off very masculine energy. This is why they dumped you.
Illness, every time I haven't felt good, every time I was thrown up in the house, I have not had nobody else to just come in and y'all out here with these child support mentalities. And granted, I have a love-hate relationship with the child support system. I understand that it's taxed. I understand. I don't like how they do the men as well. But let me tell you how I don't like how the men do the men. Okay? Y'all have this mentality like y'all don't have to do anything. Like it's...
We don't. My job is to go out and make money. Your job is to maintain the house. And trust me, the traditional ladies' work, y'all have machines for that. The traditional man work is still basically physical labor. Oh, she'll get support. She'll get support from a bunch of other single black mothers that are bitter as hell. Again, you're the one that fucked him or you're the one that let him come inside you without a condom. Maybe I'll save this rant for later in the video.
It's our responsibility. You live in another state, or you live somewhere else. Okay, you sleep when you want to sleep. You're tired, you come home, you take a nap. If you want to go out, if you want to do something, if you want to clean the house, everything's on your schedule.
Everything she's saying is valid. Everything she's saying is true. This is exactly why it is extremely important that as women, they make better choices and understand the vital nature. You can't just go ahead having kids with just any old guy. These are things that really have to be thought about beforehand, because this is where you end up.
And again, either you weren't married or you push the courts for custody. Well, this is welcome to single motherhood, bitch. Again, if you stayed married and had a husband, you wouldn't have these problems.
On the TikTok side of the game, complaining about your baby father. Keep it going.
Okay, I don't have that. I have little people that dictate everything around me. Okay.
Yes, your mom. The courts award you custody like 95% of the time or 90% of the time. This is what being a single mom is. And again, it's your fault you got pregnant and had kids. Women have about 93 versions, or actually I think the number's like 48 different versions of birth control. You dictate the terms of sex. Again, you allowed him to come inside you when you're on those few days a month when you can, conceive. And you didn't insist he wear a condom. And even if you get pregnant, even if you have sex and blah, 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 you have the day after pill, and you have a right to an abortion that he gets no say in.
You don't have to leave your job every 5 minutes because you get 15 goddamn phone calls a day from the schools. You don't have to take every break and every lunch hour that you have dealing with children and referrals and hearings and IEPs. So don't question me on what I do.
You chose to be a single mom. These are the consequences. Now, I know to modern women, consequences of their actions are like kryptonite for them. So is being accountable. But you caused this situation. This is a situation entirely of your making.
You don't have to sacrifice where you live. You don't have to sacrifice what you want to do and what you aspire to give your children the best.
Well, considering her attitude right now, they're probably little hellions that need to be smacked around.
That they can possibly have. You don't have to do all of that. You don't lose sleep for days at a time, for years.
Yes, this is what you signed up for. You chose to be a mom. See, women choose if they have kids. Men don't.
What can you do? Move. Help. You go pick up the kids. You answer.
Well, geez. If you'd have forced me to put a ring on it, maybe I would. But let's see, you probably fucked him without protection after the third date. You got pregnant and he bounced.
There's some phone calls from the referrals. You go talk to them. You take them out. You spend extra money for all the extra stuff that they need and go pick them up and take them to their...
By the way, I'm sure you create a nice, peaceful home for the guy when he comes home.
Dental appointments and to their eye exams and to their doctor's appointments and to their surgeries and to every other appointment that they have.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with your kids? Your average kids don't need surgery. Again, maybe there's some health problems, but...
Because there's like 50 of them. And still trying to...
Jesus Christ, somebody that's 75 doesn't have 50 doctor's appointments in a month.
Work and live out your dreams. And to the men, you text me WID one more time, and I'm doing all of this.
WID. The hell does that mean?
This stuff, and you didn't get an attitude because I don't respond to you. You offer to pay one of my bills to take my kids somewhere, then we'll talk.
Whoa.
Why in the hell would I be a stepdad to your kids? Because your kids probably sound like fucking little hellions, and I guarantee you're not going to let me instill discipline in them.
She had a lot to get off her chest. But in life, you got to understand, you have to live with the choices you make. And sometimes you don't get an opportunity to go back and correct them. You just got to deal with the consequences. But I can't appreciate everything she said. But if anything social media can provide for us is an opportunity for women who don't have kids, younger women, to be able to watch this and say, there's no way I want to be her. So I'm going to do everything the opposite of what she did. Because the man she chose may not be a good father. He may just be a guy who gives a paycheck and really doesn't even care about those kids. We don't know that. But that's even more of a reason why women need to be more...
Again, maybe, just maybe, you know, you get a ring on it.
careful. Think more critically about the choices they're making. So they
You know, get a ring before you go off birth control.